Hi everyone, my name's Wendy James. I'm a professional psychic and this is my beginning on YouTube. I'm just getting started, so I'm pretty excited. I am going to be doing a series of videos, at least I'm thinking of several because it's so exciting, but I'm going to do a series of them right now about psychic development, baby steps into trusting that everybody's got this. All of us have it. Everybody knows intuition and gut instincts and gut feelings. Those are the baby signs of our intuition. We're living in a living universe. We're all connected in this universe. And I believe truly that the ability to tune into the vibration or the energy or things that are unfolding, truths on many levels, is all within us already. I'm a big believer in the space in between all things that are measurable. You know, that epic dark matter. To me, that's sort of the fluid and that's where all this stuff slides around and is. It's unlimited possibilities within that space. It's not measurable for a reason, and there's much more of it than there is of actual matter in the sciencey aspect to it. And I believe truly when people say, well, how do we know things? How do we sense things? How can we heal with our energy? I believe we're working within that interesting unwritten space that's yet to still be figured out. What goes on, what's within that space in science. So the beginning of psychic development level 1 is to me about accepting the fact that we do all have this within ourselves. The real beginning stages are getting past fear, getting past blockages of thinking maybe it's not possible for me to have this, other people do, but I don't. It's really important, at least while you're studying with me or taking any of my workshops, I think it's very important that you subscribe to the actual belief that anything is possible, that all things are possible. The belief that you too have the ability to sense forecoming, to know things as they're unfolding, to be able to listen to your gut feelings, your inner voice on various tidbits of information or different kind of matter. So my message to you to start psychic development is to first be able to accept that all things are possible. Doesn't mean that all things are, right? It just means that if you're going to open up psychically, you need to at least begin by opening up to the possibility that this can happen. If you can't even bridge into that thought, I can assure you opening up psychically is not going to unfold easily. And really it shouldn't. I think if you're blocked in believing that it's possible, quite frankly, I think that you can't read enough books. You can take as many tutorials as you want. You're not acquiring something outside of yourself. And unless you believe that it's already in there and you're able to wake that up and come alive with it and bust out with it, if you can't even subscribe to the thought that that's possible, maybe you shouldn't even be tuned into this, because this isn't going to be for you. I'm talking to the people that actually do want to develop psychically and do want to open it up within themselves and want to find that ability. So to start, I think subscribing to the belief that it's possible, that's where I want you to go first. I also want to say I'm pretty casual. I crack jokes. I swear. So if you're looking for a psychic who's gonna tutorial you without a sense of humor or in some sort of pent up box, that's not me. I'm open, I'm freaky, and sometimes I ramble a little, but I also get to the point. I've been a professional psychic since 1994, and I do believe truly from everything I've experienced in my life that we all have this. This is something that's deep inside ourselves. Another aspect to opening up psychically, at least at the very beginning, is to understand that time, past, present, and future, is a limited concept or a limited thought. So what that means is if we don't put information on a timeline, so say I want to tap into myself for something that I'm feeling right now in the present and I want to open up to that, that is not easier to find than, say, looking ahead as to how business ventures are going to turn out or how role relationships within connections are going to work out. To be able to look into the future is equal to being in the present and also going back into the past to try and figure out things that happened in the past, or to rework with old past memories or unearth information about the past. That should be equally easy to achieve as being in the present as well. I'm kind of sounding a little crazy, but bear with me, people. Please stay. So what I'm saying is, if you want to open up psychically, I really encourage you, at least while you're practicing and while you're studying psychic stuff, is that you accept the fact that the psychic stuff isn't all linear. Time is always going on. Time. Here I go. In the psychic realm, time really doesn't exist. If I'm trying to get in touch with a loved one who's on the other side and it's taking me 3 to 5 years to figure out how to tune into that, that individual isn't aging. That individual isn't becoming impatient. Time doesn't matter over there. Time only matters to us here measuring it. Time doesn't matter when we're seeking information. Time doesn't matter when we're getting in touch with our psychic self. Time can limit us. So what I'm asking is, while you're developing yourself psychically, that you open up to the thought that past, present, and future are all possibly all occurring now. Everything's now, right? We only have this moment. We actually move through time. Time doesn't pass. We only have the one moment that we're in, and that's this very second that we're here together. So while you're developing psychically, I also request that you accept to be fully present while you're studying this stuff, while you're watching my videos, while you're getting in touch with your own inner voice, to get rid of the clutter and the constant whirling of your own mind. Step away from the thought of disbelief. I'm a big one for not wholeheartedly just wildly following any belief, though. But I'm asking you to just open up to these possibilities, just at least while you're studying this stuff. What I also want to say is for you to be very, very honest with yourself. If you have any fear, if you're afraid of seeing a ghost, Jesus, please do not go looking for ghosts. At least not now. Wait till you work on that fear a little bit. If you're afraid of seeing dark or ominous information psychically, then it's really important that you speak to your intuitive self and let yourself know, I don't want to know heavy duty stuff. I don't want to know dark stuff. I don't want to get stuck in pondering only heavy messages. You know, maybe you just want to start to lighten up and listen to spirit guides a little bit, or pay attention to what your dreams are doing, but all from a very positive vibration. In my opinion, it's extremely important then to know what your fears are. If you were raised in an environment where talking to your own psychic self, or for that matter, consulting a psychic, is bad or evil, I think that for you to really develop psychically, you need to address where those fears come from, whether it was something you were taught, something that you've learned over time, maybe you had a frightening experience. But my feeling is, if you actually want to truly develop your own psychic self, I think it's extremely important to address the fact of if you have any fears. Fears of running into something scary, fears of finding out information, fears of it coming and feeling out of control. A lot of people shut down psychically because too much is coming in, or they're uncomfortable with the information that's coming. So I think that for you to address, again, open to all possibility, that all things are possible. Doesn't mean all are, but that all things are possible. Letting go of limited thought, and such as time and getting stuck in making something more difficult because it's further away, or it's a bigger topic, or you're more emotionally attached to it. So that's harder for me to work on. My thought is, if you can look at everything neutral as all information is just information. All things that we're downloading psychically are really just things. It's just stuff. We attach emotions to it, and it's important maybe to be an objective observer, to not necessarily be trying to make all your life decisions on psychic input, but to freshen up and loosen up your ability to download psychic input and to add it to knowledge, logic, common sense, really. Okay, so we're going to address fears as well. I want you to be honest with yourself if you are blocked in any way, and to address where those fears come from, to understand that this is you developing you. You're in charge. You can take it where you want it to go. Have rules. know that you have a safety zone. If you're getting into psychic stuff and you're not necessarily liking where your mind's going, you can change what you're working on. Some people only want to start to understand just how they feel when they meet a stranger, or that gut feeling when you're coming up with a future plan of some sort or some kind of design. Hi, Dakota. My dog's right here, so she's up on my lap.